Hey learners, Pranshi Verma this side. Welcome to my channel guys. In today's YouTube session, we are going to discuss basic mechanical engineering multiple choice question and answer. In this, your first question is, a flat surface can be produced by a lathe machine if the cutting tool moves option A, parallel to axis of rotation of workpiece, option B, perpendicular to the axis of rotation of workpiece, option C, at an angle of 45 degree, and option D, none of the above. Right answer here is perpendicular to the axis of rotation of workpiece, option B. So a flat surface can be produced by a lathe machine if the cutting tool moves perpendicular to the axis of rotation of workpiece. Next question, what is the function of cone pulley drive in lathe machine? Option A, drive the lead screw. Option B, change the spindle speed. Option C, drive the tail stalk. Option D, all of the above. Right answer here is option B, change the spindle speed. Okay, change the spindle speed, function of cone pulley drive in lathe machine. Next question, which of the following is a mechanism for mechanized movement of the carriage along longitudinal axis? Option A, cross slide. Option B, compound rest. Option C, apron. Option D, saddle. Right answer here is option C, apron. Okay. Apron is a mechanism for mechanized movements of the carriage along longitudinal axis. Next question, the function of taper turning process is to option A, reduce the diameter of a workpiece along its length. Option B, reduce the diameter by removing material about an axis offset from the axis of workpiece. Option C, remove the material from end surface of a workpiece. Option D, all of the above. Right answer here is reduce the diameter of a workpiece along its length. Option A. The function of taper turning process is to reduce the diameter of a workpiece along its length. Next question. The process of beveling sharp ends of a workpiece is called as option A, knurling. Option B, grooving. Option C, facing. Option D, chamfering. And right answer here is option D, chamfering. The process of beveling sharp ends of a workpiece is called as chamfering. Next question. In an isolated system, blank space can be transferred between the system and its surroundings. Option A, only energy. Option B, only mass. Option C, both energy and mass. Option D, neither energy nor mass. Right answer here is option D, neither energy nor mass. In an isolated system, neither energy nor mass can be transferred between the system and its surroundings. Next question. Which of the following is an extensive property? Option A, volume. Option B, pressure. Option C, viscosity. Option D, all of the above. Right answer is option A, volume. Volume is an extensive property. Next question. How is absolute pressure measured? Option A, gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure. Option B, gauge pressure minus atmospheric pressure. Option C, gauge pressure divided by atmospheric pressure. Option D, none of the above. Right answer is gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure. Option A, absolute pressure is equal to gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure. Next question. The extensive properties of a system blank space. Option A, are dependent of the mass of the system. Option B, dependent upon temperature of the system. Option C, depend upon the mass of the system. Option D, none of the above. Right answer is depend upon the mass of the system. Option A. C. Okay. The extensive properties of a system depends upon the mass of the system. Next question. An isobaric process has constant option A density, option B pressure, option C temperature, option D volume. Right answer is option B pressure. An isobaric process has constant pressure. Next question. Which of the following energy conversion devices convert heat into work? Option A electrical generators, option B IC engines, option C condensers, option D all of the above. Right answer is option B IC engines. Energy conversion devices convert heat into work. Next question. Lancashire boilers are option A externally fired boilers, option B internally fired boilers, option C both A and B, option D none of the above. Right answer is option B internally fired boilers. Okay, Lancashire boilers are internally fired boilers. Next question. Smoke tube boilers have large water to steam ratio, hence option A have high evaporation rates, option B are slow in operations, option C temperatures stresses inducing failure to feed water arrangement are maximum, option D all of the above. Right answer is option B are shown in operations. Smoke tube boilers have large water to steam ratio, hence are slow in operations. Question. Smoke tube boilers have large water to steam ratio, hence blank space. Option A have high evaporation rates. Option B are slow in operations. Option C temperature stress inducing failure of feed water arrangement are maximum. Option D all of the above. Right answer is are slow in operations. Option B. Okay. Smoke tubes boilers have larger water to steam ratio, hence are slow in operations. Next question. Which of the following statements are false for reactions turbines? First statement is flow of water can be regulated without any losses. Second statement is it works on the principle of impulse and reaction. Third statement is they are suitable for low heads. Fourth statement is water flows at constant atmospheric pressure over the runner. Okay, according to this, option A, B, C, D are given, and here right answer is 1 and 4. Means statement 1 is right one, means flow of water can be regulated without any loss is correct statement, and also water flows at constant atmospheric pressure over the runner. This statement is also true, but the second and third statement is false, means wrong. Okay. In 4-stroke cycle engine, cycle is completed in option A 2 strokes of the piston, option B 2 revolution of the crankshaft, option C 3 strokes of the piston, option D 4 revolution of the crankshaft. Right answer is option B 2 revolution of the crankshaft. In 4-stroke cycle engine, cycle is completed in 2 revolution of the crankshaft. Next question. Which type of bearings are known as anti-friction bearings? Option A sliding contact bearings, option B rolling contact bearings, option C both A and B, option D none of the above. Right answer is option B rolling contact bearings. Okay. Rolling contact bearings are known as anti-friction bearings. Next question. In roller bearings, which type of rolling elements are used? Option A cylindrical rollers, option B taper rollers, option C spherical rollers, option D all of the above. Right answer is option D all of the above. In roller bearings, cylindrical rollers and taper rollers and spherical rollers type of rolling elements are used. Next question. Why is the load carrying capacity low in ball bearings? First one, due to line contact between inner race and the ball. Second one, due to greater axial dimensions. Third one, due to less radial dimensions. Fourth one, due to point contact between inner race and the wall. First is option A, B, C, D are given here, and right answer here is only 4. Means here fourth statement is only correct when the load carrying capacity low in ball bearings. Okay. Next question. Cylindrical roller bearings have greater option A, axial load carrying capacity. Option B, thrust load carrying capacity. Option C, radial load carrying capacity. Option D, all of the above. Right answer is radial load carrying capacity. Option C. Okay. Cylindrical roller bearings have greater radial load carrying capacity. Next question. Which of the following statements are true? Option A means first statement is jaw clutch is a positive clutch. Second statement is the power transmitting capacity of a friction clutch is inversely proportional to the coefficient of friction between contacting surfaces. Option C, driving and driven plates in friction clutches are held together due to radial force applied by the helical springs. And option D, all of the above. And here only first statement option A is true, and this is jaw clutch is a positive clutch. Okay, and other statements and other options are false. Option B is false and option C is also false. Okay. Next question. Determine torque transmitted on the pinion shaft. A torque transmitted on gear shaft is 20 Newton meter. Consider gear ratio is equal to 4. ओके, आप सॉल्व कीजिएगा इस क्वेश्चन को. कोई प्रॉब्लम होगी तो मुझे कमेंट करके जरूर बताइएगा. एंड आफ्टर सॉल्विंग दिस क्वेश्चन यू गॉट द आंसर 5 न्यूटन मीटर. ऑप्शन बी. ओके. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which of the following statements are true for gear drives? So guys, option A, they can be used for long center distances. Option B, they can use to transmit power between non-intersecting and parallel shafts. Option C, they cannot be used for high reduction ratios. Option D, all of the above. The right answer is option B. They are used to transmit power between non-intersecting and parallel shaft. Next question. In which power transmitting drive polygon effect is observed? Option A, welt drive. Option B, chain drive. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none of the above. Right answer here, chain drive. Option B. Okay. In chain drive, power transmitting driver polygon effect is observed. Next question. What is meant by gear ratio? Option A, the ratio of pinion speed and gear speed. Option B, the ratio of number of teeth on pinion and number of teeth on gear. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none of the above. Right answer here is the ratio of pinion speed and gear speed. Option A. Okay. Next question. Which gears are used to connect two intersecting shaft axes? Option A, crossed helical gear. Option B, worm and worm wheel. Option C, Weibull gears. Option D, all of the above. Right answer is option C, Weibull gears. Weibull gears are used to connect two intersecting shafts axes. Next question. In stress-strain diagram up to proportional limit, option A, Stress is inversely proportional to strain. Option B, force is directly proportional to displacement. Option C, stress is directly proportional to strain. Option D, strain is directly proportional to stress. This is very important question. Answer of this question is stress is inversely proportional to strain. Option A. In stress strain diagram up to proportional limit, stress is inversely proportional to strain. Next question. Deformation per unit length is called as option A, strain. Option B, stress. Option C, modulus of elasticity. Option D, none of the above. Right answer is option A, strain. Deformation per unit length is called as strain. Next question. Which of the following materials do not have a well-defined yield point? Option A, heat treated steel. Option B, concrete. Option C, carbon fiber. Option D, all of the above. Right answer here is option D, all of the above. Okay. Heat treated steel and concrete and carbon fiber. They all are materials do not have a well defined yield point. Okay. Next question. Factor of safety is the ratio of option A, working stress and ultimate strength. Option B, yield strength and endurance strength. Option C, ultimate strength and yield strength. Option D, yield strength and working stress. Right answer is yield strength and working stress. Option D. Okay. Factor of safety is the ratio of yield strength and working stress. Next and last question of this video is the elongation of a bar is 0.5 mm when a tensile stress of 200 Newton per mm square acts on it. Determine original length of a bar if modulus of elasticity is 150 multiplied 10 to the power 3. Okay, option A, B, C, D are given here. अगर आपको क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने में कोई प्रॉब्लम होती है काइंडली लेट मी नो इन कमेंट सेक्शन. And after solving this question you got the answer 375.93 mm. Okay guys, this is very easy question and this is very important also for your mechanical examination, so kindly focus on it and this types of questions also. Now let's wind up the lecture. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching this video. Wish you very all the best for your examination. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates and more videos like this.